Welcome to the Workamper Show, a podcast devoted to helping you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. I'm Steve Anderson, the president of Workamper News. Each one of our episodes will either introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to opportunities to work short-term jobs. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Thank you, Steve. Today I'm interviewing a man who owns several bed and breakfast inns in Arkansas. He hires Workampers to help serve guests and maintain the properties. Today's episode is sponsored by The Dreamer's Journey. It's an online course and community produced by Workamper News. Life is way too short to keep your dreams on hold, so don't be held back by fear because you were designed for more. Get started in the RV lifestyle the right way with this comprehensive guide. For just $29.95 for 1 year of access, Dreamers have unlimited viewing of 50 plus videos to learn things like what type of RV to buy, goal setting, how to budget for the adventure, developing a positive mindset, setting up a domicile, and operating a small business on the road, plus everything about work camping and how to find the right job for you. Each video is 30 to 90 minutes long to give in-depth coverage on each topic. There's no wrong time to get started. So for more information, visit www.rvdreamersjourney.com. Chris Smith has owned the Wildflower Bed and Breakfast in Mountain View, Arkansas for 7 years. He recently purchased another property, the Ozark Country Inn, which is a few blocks away from the Wildflower. Chris also operates a small music venue on one of his properties where he hosts shows and concerts. Mountain View is 2 hours south of Branson, Missouri, and 2 hours north of Little Rock, Arkansas. It's right in the middle of the Ozark Mountains. Chris says people need to be intentional about visiting the community because it's not near any major highways. Yet thousands of people flock to the city every year because it's known as the folk music capital of the world. Last year, Chris created an RV site at the Wildflower specifically for work campers to use. Since then, he and his wife have employed 4 work campers. It works so well they now use a work camper at each property. Typically solo work campers are hired, but Chris will consider couples too and families with teenage children. His work campers help with housekeeping, kitchen cleanup, taking reservations, and checking in guests. They are also involved in the music events by selling concessions. The properties aren't very large. There are 8 rooms at the Wildflower plus 2 cottages. The Ozark features 6 rooms and a little house for a full-time innkeeper. Work campers usually work from Thursday to Monday. They may put in 6-hour shifts most days and up to 8 hours a day on busy weekends. Kitchen cleanup often requires 2 hours of time, and housekeeping tasks may take 3 to 4 hours, depending upon how many guests are departing that day. The first 15 hours of every work week is used to cover expenses for a work camper's full-time RV site that includes broadband wireless, plus breakfast on days they are working. Then, work campers are paid $12 per hour for every hour beyond 15 hours per week. Chris and his wife often treat the staff to dinner every week or two, and work campers also receive free tickets to the Ozark Folk Center State Park. If they like to cook, work campers can help prepare breakfast, but it's not required. The beauty of staying at these type of facilities is that breakfasts are often made from scratch. They are much higher in meals than guests at hotels generally receive. The season typically runs from March through November. Chris is not looking for work campers at the moment, but there may be a position available this fall. He is currently interviewing people to start work in March 2023. To tell us more about his properties and what work campers do for him, please welcome Chris Smith, the owner of the Wildflower Bed and Breakfast, as well as Ozark Country Inn, to the show. Thanks for joining me today, Chris. I really appreciate the time. Tell me a little bit about you and your company.
Well, thank you for having me, Greg. I'm excited to be on here. So I own 2 bed and breakfast in a little mountain town in the heart of the Ozark Mountains in a little town called Mountain View. I've owned 1 bed and breakfast, the Wildflower Bed and Breakfast, for 7 years. And I just recently purchased another bed and breakfast just a couple blocks away called the Ozark Country Inn. And I also have a little music venue that's right here on our property that we have music shows and different events, and then a couple cottages as well.
That's neat. Now, where is Mountain View in Arkansas related to Little Rock?
So it's about 2 hours north of Little Rock. We're about 2 hours south of Branson, Missouri. I always tell folks you can't get to Mountain View by accident. You actually have to plan to go there because it's not along any highway, but it is a great little mountain town. So if you're looking at a map and you're going up 65 from Little Rock to Branson, we're probably about 20 minutes to the east of 65. So right in the middle of the Ozark Mountains.
And how long have you owned the Wildflower?
So I've owned the Wildflower for 7 years.
7 years, okay. And have you used work campers the entire time?
No, we just started doing that last year. Shelly and I, my wife Shelly and I, we have always been fascinated with RV traveling, and so of course we watched all the YouTube videos, and we started learning about work campers and how work campers travel around, and they get to spend time in different places around the country, and they work where they're at. And I thought that's a wonderful idea. So we talked about it. I said, we've got a little place just right on our property that would be easy to make an RV spot. What do you think about hiring work campers? And we kind of ran the numbers, and it would work out quite nicely for us, and it has. So we've had let's see, one, two, three, four sets of work campers, and then we've got the two that we have two couples now, one for each bed and breakfast, and we've had a great experience for the most part.
For the most part. That's neat. What kind of jobs do the work campers perform for you?
So they do housekeeping duties. They help with kitchen cleanup. They help check in guests. They take reservations. Sometimes they answer the phone. Both ends are run by a single person. Now, my wife is helping her dad. She's kind of stepped away from the bed and breakfast for a little bit, so I'm running this end by myself. I have an innkeeper that lives full time over at the Ozark Country Inn, and so the work campers are very much involved in the daily running of the bed and breakfast. They not in addition to housekeeping and kitchen, we'll let them. We ask them to answer the phones for a couple days just to give us a little time away, check in guests. The work campers who work over at the Wildflower, they also are involved in the events. They'll help me run concessions. They'll help set up for musicians and do different things for that, and then also do some housekeeping duties for the cottages.
How many rooms are in your bed and breakfast?
So the Wildflower has 8 rooms in the main building, and then we have 2 cottages right next door. The Ozark Country Inn is a little bit smaller. It has 6 rooms, and then the innkeeper lives in a little house back behind.
Okay, so that's not too busy. I mean, people will be checking in and out pretty much every day, right? Somebody, but it's not too tough, not like running a hotel.
Right, exactly. It's a little bit more laid back. It's during the week we're a little bit slower. The weekends are always busy, and so our work campers usually their work week usually goes from Thursday to Monday, and we usually give them Tuesday, Wednesday off, or sometimes Wednesday, Thursday. We try to give them at least 2 days off so they can have a chance to go to the Ozark Folk Center or go to the hiking trails, go to the music events, or enjoy the area around here. There's horseback riding and all. There's kayaking, canoeing, fishing. So we want to give them a chance to really enjoy the area.
How many hours a day are they working?
On the work week, they'll usually work sometimes 6 hours a day. On very busy days, they may work as much as 8 hours a day. But they're mostly the kitchen cleanup maybe takes about an hour or two, and then if there's some housekeeping duties that may take 3 to 4 hours, but it just depends. There's weeks that we're all working 8 hours a day. Sometimes it may even go go a little bit longer, but usually it's probably about 6 to 8 hours a day.
Okay. Did you mention that they'll be doing cooking as well? Are they preparing breakfast at the ends?
If they like, we have actually the work campers that are over at the Ozark Country Inn. They used to own a bed and breakfast, and so when they saw the ad for helping a bed and breakfast, they jumped on it because they were very nostalgic for when they owned a bed and breakfast. And so the innkeeper over there it's like, well, if you want to make something, absolutely. So they really enjoyed that part of when they were innkeepers. So they cook breakfast, and so
That's neat. Some of the best breakfasts I've ever had have been at bed and breakfast inns.
Well, yeah, we that's the good thing about a bed and breakfast is that we try to make our breakfast a little bit higher end. They're Everything is fresh, made from scratch, and we have great recipes of great breakfast dishes. So it's a little bit higher end breakfast.
And are these seasonal positions or is it a year round operation?
Mostly seasonal. We Our season runs from March until November, but we did have a work camper that stayed during the winter time. The work camper that stays during the winter usually they just work enough to pay for their space, which is 15 hours per week. The first 15 hours goes to pay the rent for their space. For their RV space, and so that the winter time is mostly just the 15 hours to pay for their space. And there's weeks that we don't quite get 15 hours, but I'm not usually worried about that. It's like I said, it's a very laid back place. And our RV hookups, we of course both of our RV pads at both places, they're full hookups, everything you need plus broadband Wi-Fi, and you get a little, and you can get some breakfast as well.
Huh.
We make sure we cook enough, and we treat our work campers like family. We had a work family dinner the other night. We all got together and had some Tommy's Pizza, which is a fantastic pizza place here, and we all sat around, kind of got to know each other. And I like to do that every other week or so.
You had said that you'd like or would expect that the work campers are working about 40 hours a week full time most of the time, especially during busy season. Does that mean that you're paying these guys as well, in addition to giving them a free site for the 15 hours?
Absolutely. We always say we work our work campers 30 to 35 hours a week. When we're busy, it probably will get up around 40, but the first 15 hours, like I said, goes toward the rent of their space, and then we pay them a wage, an hourly wage, any hour after that.
Okay. And do you want to tell what the wage is?
Oh, sure. It's we pay, well, minimum wage in Arkansas is $11 an hour, so we pay our work campers 12 an hour.
Okay. So above minimum wage in your state.
Yes.
That's nice. Plus free breakfast. I mean, who could beat this?
Right, right. We always cook enough for our group, and then plus a little bit more. So there's always some breakfast leftovers, and we there's always stuff in the fridge. And like I said, we'll probably treat our work campers to dinner about once every week or once every other week. We'll all just get together, and I'll buy some pizza, or we'll all go out to the Mexican place, and so. But we love our work campers, and we want to take good care of them, and so we'll do some extra stuff for them. We give them free tickets to the Ozark Folk Center. If they want to go out and visit the state park, they can get. We have free tickets for them too. So little perks here and there.
That's right. Yeah, the little things that make it even more worthwhile. How many work campers do you expect to hire?
So we hire one work camper per location. Actually, then since we just bought the Ozark Country Inn, we hired the work camper, and now her husband is a handyman, so we're paying him separately to do some projects. It always, when you buy a new property, there's always things that need to be done, painting, some different repair work that needs to be done. So we're actually hired him separately from the work camper position. But we basically, even though he's doing extra stuff, we're paying them generally. We pay him as a contract, a 1099. So, but normally we hire one work camper per location. But occasionally we get a bonus. We get a work camper whose spouse wants to do special projects, and I can't say no to that. So we'll pay him a little extra.
So you're typically looking for a solo work camper, but you'll take a couple, right?
A lot of times, yes, that's true. We're looking for a solo work camper, but well, for example, we had a wonderful couple that stayed with us last fall, and they were great. They're never been to Arkansas. They were stepping out of their comfort zone and coming to the Ozark Mountains, and they just loved it. But she was my work camper, and he had was kind of a handyman. And I said, well, I do have some repair work that needs to be done. So again, even though I didn't specifically wasn't specifically hiring for him, he was kind of a bonus. And of course, I paid him extra for all the work he did, and he was awesome. He refreshed some of the paint outside, caught up on some of the maintenance that we needed to take care of, and they were great. They were just wonderful work campers.
Would a couple be able to do the job together? I mean, would they be able to, clean the rooms together or check guests in?
Absolutely. The work campers that are staying with us here at the Wildflower. They're a young couple. They're 19 years old, and they kind of do that. So Sundays and Mondays are our big cleaning days, of course, after the weekend, and so. That couple will work together to clean rooms and get everything flipped around, and they do a great job.
I understand that you folks are located in an area where music is really big.
It really is. Mountain View has always been music central, and I don't know if you remember the show Hee Haw.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you remember Grandpa Jones, when Grandpa and Ramona retired from Hee Haw, they moved to Mountain View. They had a dinner theater here, and there's also been several music. There's been a lot of music history here. Jimmy Driftwood, who wrote Battle of New Orleans and some other classic songs, he's from Mountain View. We've had Tony Joe White had a ranch here. He was the one who wrote Rainy Night in Georgia and Polk Salad Annie. And there's a lot of roots here, a lot of music roots. And so there's a great program for kids to learn music, and we have a lot of kids, a lot of folks who just love playing music. Right down the square from where we are, of course, the Wildflower is located directly on the court square, but there's a little park that has gazebos, and it's called the Pickin' Park. And people will just gather there for impromptu jams. You can bring your guitar, your banjo, your bass, acoustic instruments, and just sit down and play with other people. And that happens a lot, especially when the weather's good. And then, of course, we have our music venue, but it's a very music rich place. So if our work campers love music, they really have a great time here.
It sounds like it'd be a great opportunity. You mentioned activities for kids in the area. Do you allow work campers who have kids to work for you?
As long as they can, have a place for them to be. I the Actually, the inn at Mountain, the Wildflower Bed and Breakfast and the Ozark Country Inn, we have age limits because of our insurance and all that. So we probably wouldn't be able to have small kids. Matter of fact, we had a lovely lady apply, and she had a great resume, but she was going to have her small children with her while she worked, and we just couldn't do that because the bed and breakfasts are just not geared for small children.
Okay.
There's a lot of antiques. There's a lot of things that can get easily broken, and plus, it's just not a safe environment for small kids. So, the work campers that are over at the Ozark Country Inn, they have their son here now. He's a teenager, and so of course, that's perfectly fine.
Okay. So if the kids can take care of themselves pretty much during the day while the parents are working, that's okay.
Yes, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Do you have any special skills or traits or qualifications that you're expecting from the work campers?
Not really. As far as skills go, I think everybody can learn to clean, but we do need work campers that are friendly and sociable. Bed and breakfasts attract people who like people. They attract people that love sitting around the table during breakfast and getting to know other people. And so, and there are people that are not people, and that's fine. They're the kind that stay in cabins, or they stay in a motel and they enjoy their vacation, whether it's just them and their wife, and that's fine. But our environment is very sociable friendly, and so. We need outgoing people that don't mind interacting with guests and are able to talk to potential guests on the phone and have a good build good relationships. If you're not if you're not a people person, then this position probably isn't for you. And that's not saying anything bad about you. There are just people that are more
Hmm.
introverts than they're extroverts. And so the learning how to use the our booking system and learning how to do our clean the way that we need clean, because we have a very high standard of clean. People that come to a bed and breakfast expect a next level standard in the bed, in the room, in the breakfast. And so when they come in, they expect a very clean room. And so, if you have any cleaning skills, then that's perfectly fine. But I think, that having a good sociable personality is very important.
I think that's part of the charm of the bed and breakfast is most of the people who stay there want to socialize with other guests and get to know them and get to know their stories and hear about their travels and things like that. They'll sit around in the living room or on the porch and just chat with people. And people who are more less inclined to do that often stay in hotels where they can just stay in their own room.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And they love to hear the stories of work campers because it's a very unique lifestyle. And they'll ask questions and say, "How did you do that? What do you normally do?" And so they love asking our work campers about that because that's a like I said, it's different. It's a different way of life, and they love talking about it.
Do they need computer skills?
It's helpful. It's helpful. Our booking engine is pretty easy to use, so there some basic computer skills would be necessary because there will be a time where I've got to go out of town, or I just want a day off, and I'd like my work camper to answer the phone and take reservations. But at least to know how to use a computer, how to use the internet, and then get to the booking engine, which is online based, and be able to use it. That's pretty important. But it doesn't take extensive computer skills, just enough to where you could get on a computer and use a very basic software program.
Are you looking for work campers right now?
So right this second, we are looking for someone at the end of August. We have somebody in mind, so that position may be filled, but we are also looking for someone for the spring, starting in March. So now I'll probably be putting an ad in Work Camper News here pretty quick because I have learned that work campers do plan their season ahead of time. So I'll be gathering that soon and looking for someone to come in our spring season.
What's involved in the interviewing and hiring process?
So I usually do a Zoom interview. I like to talk to them face to face and kind of see how they socialize and both the husband and the wife or whoever the couple is. Then of course. Beforehand, I get a resume. I like to check their references. I'll go through and see what they've done before. Do a Zoom interview. Make sure that they know everything about um, what we're doing. And I actually have a web page that explains everything about our work camping positions and kind of talks about the area and all that. So I really do. I really like having an extensive interview, and it's a decision process that I take very seriously because we love our work campers, especially when we get the right ones. And we have had lovely, awesome work campers, and we have them now.
What can a work camper do to stand out if they really want this kind of position?
So if they are really interested in this position, have an outgoing personality, like to joke around, they have a high standard of cleaning. If someone says to me, "I love to clean," that to me is awesome. There are people that do. Now I don't. I just don't have that in me, and so that's why I like to hire people who love to clean. And if they love to clean, they're going to be great. They have an outgoing personality. They have an eye for detail. They like doing a good job. And they like working hard because there's good time off, but when there's busy times, then I expect the best job out of my work campers.
Now, you had mentioned that you folks are a couple of hours south of Branson. So there's plenty of things to do in that area. What other kinds of things can people do around Mountain View?
So around Mountain View, like I said, there's lots of music. There's the music shows, and all around the court square. Since we're located, the Wildflower is located directly on the court square. So there's restaurants and shops, the music store, the little barbecue restaurant. We're all within walking distance, and the same with the Ozark Country Inn. It's just a block south of Main Street, so it's also within walking distance. So there's all kinds of shops. There's a handcrafted art gallery there. There's some great little mom and pop places that are really nice to visit. The Ozark Folk Center State Park is just about is less than a mile away, and it's a big craft village that they showcase some of the old time crafts like blacksmithing, bladesmithing. They have a 1800s print shop. They do candle making. They do a lot there. It's just a wonderful place, and they have a restaurant there, and so it's a great place to go if you want to get out a little bit. Being in the heart of the Ozark Mountains, we have wonderful hiking trails, great little streams and overlooks. Nature is wonderful. We do also have a wonderful cave called Blanchard Springs. Now it's still closed, but I'm hoping that they're going to open it up toward the beginning of the year next year. And then wandering out a little bit more, the Buffalo National River is nearby. Canoeing, kayaking, beautiful, all very natural river to see. And if you go a little bit further, of course, Branson is a little bit about 2 hours north. Northwest Arkansas, Crystal Bridges, and some beautiful places over in the northwest part of Arkansas is over there. Little Rock has some great little places to go and good restaurants. And so we're kind of central in a great little spot. Even if you wanted to make a day trip or an overnight trip somewhere nearby, there's great places to go.
It looks like Hot Springs isn't too far away either.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Yes, Hot Springs is it's probably about 3 hours, which is not a hard drive. And Hot Springs is a lovely place to go. They have the horse track there, the lake, of course, Lake Hamilton. And a little bit further out is Lake Washita, one of the cleanest lakes in the United States. Beautiful lake. Lots of stuff to do in Hot Springs. And if you do go there, don't miss the Gangster Museum. That's a great little place to go.
That's neat. And how about Memphis? How far away is that?
Yeah, Memphis is about 3 hours as well. So if you're wanting to go to show or Beale Street or get some Memphis style barbecue, yeah, Memphis is just 3 hours.
What's one thing that you wish all work campers knew before they came to work for you?
One thing I want all of our work campers to know when they get here is that 99% of our guests are absolutely wonderful. There may be a few that are quirky, that have little annoying little things but they're still nice. They just have something there. Sometimes you have the me monster. It's all about them, and whatever you've done, they've done better or more times, and they're more just annoying than rude. But we also have the person who you can't really please, that they complain about everything. And every once in a great while, you will get the person that is absolutely terrible to deal with. And so, like I've told our work campers, that if that person ever comes and you have to deal with them, you absolutely have the authority to ask them to leave. I think some of our work campers have worried because they work with us, work for me, that they're stuck with a guest who is rude, and I have absolutely no tolerance for that. So I want our work campers to know that we are so glad that they're here, and they will have a great experience with the vast majority of our guests, but that they do not have to tolerate someone who is being rude or not being the person that they should be, not treating our work campers right, because we value all of our employees. our work campers, the people who work for me, I value them very much, and I'm so glad that I'm always glad they're here, and I want our work campers to be treated with respect. And so and the only reason I mention that is because our young girl had a little experience. The first person that she ever checked in was not very nice to them. Now I wasn't here to ask them to leave, but I told her, I said, you absolutely can say, I'm sorry, we are not going to be able to accommodate you, because not only do I want our work campers and our employees to be respected, but other guests as well. And if somebody does not fit into our nice, sociable, or if they are rude, then they'll be rude to other guests too, and that takes away from the experience. And so, I want our work campers. One thing I want our work campers to know is that we treat our work campers, all of our employees, with the utmost respect, and that we will back them 100%.
And I would imagine that that is a very rare situation in a bed and breakfast environment, that most of the people know how to act when they come to those kind of facilities, and they want that kind of home-like atmosphere, and they want to participate in it. And so I can't imagine that that would happen very often.
Not often at all, and probably I probably wouldn't have even mentioned it if it hadn't have just come up just in the last week or so. But I sure want them to know that the vast majority, I think we get one person a year, maybe one person a year that is just intolerable, and we will ask them to leave, and but we also have a great business community, and if our work camper is here for some reason and I'm away, there's always the other bed and breakfast down the way. We have a great relationship with them. We have a great relationship with all the business owners, and all they have to do is call and say, "Hey, can I have some help?" And they'll have someone coming to running to come give them a hand, even if for some reason I'm out. Out of pocket, or the other innkeepers out of pocket, there's always a backup. And but very rarely do things happen. There's always some little hiccup here and there, but for the most part, we have wonderful, wonderful guests, and we have a lot of returning guests too. We have people that come here 3 or 4 times a year. They're like family. They'll come and they'll stay with us, and they love it here. And I always joke with them. I say, "You're like family. I don't charge you double like I charge my real family." But like I said, the vast majority of our guests absolutely wonderful.
That's neat. Well, where can people get more information about this opportunity if they'd like it?
So you can go to while you can research our website. So just Google Wildflower Bed and Breakfast or Ozark Country Inn. Now I do have a specific website. It is the Wildflower B as in boy and B as in boy with the word and spelled out.com / Workamper, and that has that's a web page specifically designed to give information about the work camping opportunity at both places, the Wildflower Bed and Breakfast and the Ozark Country Inn. And so, and it gives you links to other places, and has some good. So that's the Wildflower B as in boy and B as in boy.com / Workamper. And of course, Workamper is spelled Workamper.
That's great. Well, thank you very much, Chris. I really appreciate the time. It sounds like a wonderful opportunity for somebody who likes a home style family environment, might like to cook, and certainly likes music. I hope more people jump on and apply for this.
I hope so too. Like I said, we love our work campers, and we're actually looking to expand. We're like I just said, we recently purchased a bed and breakfast. We've got a couple of other properties we're looking at, so we probably will also have a third work camper at some point. And all of our work campers that have been here, except for the one, but they've always left having had a great experience in Mountain.
I appreciate Chris Smith for coming on the show to describe how he uses Workampers at the Wildflower Bed and Breakfast Inn, as well as the Ozark Country Inn in Mountain View, Arkansas. There are no special skills or qualifications required to work at either facility. All Workampers are expected to help clean rooms and the kitchen. They should be friendly and sociable because bed and breakfast inns typically attract people who love to socialize with other guests. Workampers will need to be able to use a computer to use the reservation software. If they have special skills like maintenance or handyman services, Workampers may be able to use those skills on special projects. People who are interested in applying for the job can simply call Chris at 870-269-4383. Then he'll schedule a Zoom interview to answer questions and evaluate how well the Workamper interacts. He'll also check their references. To really stand out as an applicant, Workampers can stress their cleaning ability, eye for detail, and desire to interact with others. There are plenty of things for people to do in the Mountain View area when they're not working, including music concerts, which take place almost every day somewhere in the city. The region is popular for its hiking, fishing, horseback riding, kayaking, and canoeing. Workampers can also visit Branson, Missouri or Little Rock, which are 2 hours away. Hot Springs, Arkansas is only 3 hours away, as is Memphis. So if you like music, this will be a fabulous job for you. For more information about working at the Wildflower Bed and Breakfast Inn or Ozark Country Inn, people can visit thewildflowerbandb.com/Workamper. Today's episode is sponsored by Workamper News. With its Diamond and Platinum membership tools, Workamper News is much more than just a job listing website. When you put the tools of this professional service into action, you'll find out just how easy it can be to turn your workamping dreams into reality. The one-year memberships open the door to a one-stop shop for all things workamping. Being the original resource for workamping, you'll find the largest number of job listings, be able to connect with the community of workampers, and view resources compiled by experts who've been enjoying the RV lifestyle for many years. If you're serious about leading a successful and enjoyable workamping lifestyle, then a Diamond or Platinum membership is for you. You can even get started with a free 30-day trial by visiting www.workamper.com/trial. Embark on new adventures today with the support of Workamper News behind you. That's all for this week's show. Next week, I'll be speaking with a workamper who makes a living by helping other RVers to preserve their memories and organize their photos and videos. I'll have that interview on the next episode of The Workamper Show. Thanks for listening, and have a safe, memorable Independence Day holiday.